Hello, and welcome to Domestic Violence Awareness Month East County Event 2020. My name is Claudia Garcia Grasso, and I have the pleasure and privilege of serving as the president of the San Diego Domestic Violence Council. I am so excited, invigorated, and honored to be part of this incredibly special annual event that this year is closing out our very important month. Our world has changed from when we met last year at this time. We are in the midst of a pandemic where we've all had to shelter in place, figure out a new way to do things, switch from physical to virtual interaction with others, and we've struggled to reach our domestic abuse victims who really need us. But you know what? We are still here, and we have not lost hope. Why? Because of you. All of you have gotten to work and you're in the trenches ever since this started, and you're still there. I've been so impressed at how our community has come together to help victims and survivors of domestic abuse. We're out there educating the community and working towards our goal of eradicating domestic abuse. That is why our theme this year for Domestic Violence Awareness Month is so spot on. Together we heal, because that's exactly how we're going to do it. As a nation, as a state, as a county, in the realm of domestic abuse, all of us together can bring about positive change and healing. In 2019, 17,434 victims of domestic violence called law enforcement for help. 13 victims and 4 children of one of the victims lost their lives to domestic violence. Though this was a slight decrease from 2018, we still have so much work to do. And that is why we are all here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy days to join us today on this very special event for our family here in East County. So let's get started.
I'm here today speaking to you as a domestic violence survivor. Every time I close my eyes, every time I hear words that trigger me, every time I hear his name, every time, every day, I'm reminded of what happened to me on that day. I have nightmares and constant flashbacks about it all the time. My daughter relives it every day with me. She has nightmares because of it. She had to see me all beaten and bruised up. She cried when she saw me that day, and she would not let me out of her sight. My daughter and I are still healing from this horrible time that happened in our life. My life has been deeply impacted, mentally, emotionally, and physically. I have dents in my forehead and all over my head from being punched over and over again, with a ring on his pinky as well that damaged me eternally. I get headaches all the time from the physical and emotional scarring. Both of my arms were twisted back, trying to escape him. So now I have constant pain in both my arms and elbows, especially my left elbow. I have neck pain from being strangled and seeing my life flash before me. I have pain in the top of my back all the way to the tailbone from being thrown into the tub on my back. My right pinky finger is forever damaged when he grabbed me and I tried to escape. He grabbed my hand and bent my pinky finger. I have aches and pains from head to toe every day that remind me of this horrible experience. This experience has caused me emotional, mental, and physical instability in many different ways. I see a therapist regularly because of the mental and emotional scars that he left behind. I'm here to say to you and leave you with this. As a survivor of domestic violence, what he did to me and to others is not okay. And I pray that he never does it again. I keep him and his family in my prayers. I pray that he changes for the better. And I've changed my life for the better as well. I forgive him. Each day I get better and stronger. Only the strong survive, and I am a survivor. I thank God every day for saving my life that day, and every day forward, or I would not be telling you my story today. I speak for myself and for all the other women whose voices were not heard. My voice has been heard. Our voices have been heard. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. We are survivors of domestic violence.
Since 1969, Center for Community Solutions has been providing hope, healing, and prevention to survivors of intimate partner violence, sexual violence, and stalking in San Diego County. And even though things may look a bit different in 2020, we're still here for you. With our 24-hour hotline, emergency shelter, legal services, counseling, sexual assault advocacy, and prevention education. From all over San Diego, we're in this together, and we're here for you. For resources and support around intimate partner or sexual violence, contact our 24-hour hotline at 888-385-4657 or visit us online at www.ccsd.org.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Julie Hayden and I'm the Clinical Director at Rhombus. I wanted to introduce the services that we offer the community and how we might be of help to you. We have Rhombus Counseling. This is a traditional therapy center with licensed and pre-licensed therapists. They specialize in trauma and helping people deal with the difficulties of their childhood or past situations to be able then to have tools for the future and to get the goals they want out of their life and their families. We also have New Vision Counseling Center, which is a nonprofit organization that has low fee costs for the community if finances is a difficulty for you to get help for you or your family members. We specialize in trauma. So a lot of what we do is help people heal from possibly childhood trauma, as well as just the difficulties that life brings. Our goal is for you to have tools to be healthier, and that as those tools that you have are developed and you share them with those around you, we have stronger families due to this, and those strong families impact our whole community. That's our motto and how we approach servicing the community and helping those around us. We have counseling centers in Chula Vista, in Poway, La Mesa, and El Centro, and we're very comfortable using Zoom and live streaming to you wherever you are. We want to bring our services to as many people as possible, including training. So if there's some topic that you would like a whole group trained on, maybe it's how to deal with stress during this time, or maybe it's how stress or trauma impacts children, maybe even parenting styles that could improve what everybody's going through right now. We would love to help in this way and train you and those you're connected with. So get on our website if at all possible and see who we are and what we have to offer. Rhombus Counseling is RHOMBUS, rhombuscounseling.com. Rhombus is approaching health from many different angles, many different perspectives. And we also have newvisionsd.com, our nonprofit, newvisionsd.com. Take a look at what we have to offer and how we can support you during this time. We specialize with working with courts, with CWS, with domestic violence. These are all areas we're very comfortable with, and we'd love to come alongside you in whatever way you're dealing with these topics currently. Thank you very much, and I look forward to meeting you, talking with you in person.
Hello everyone, this is Southern Indian Health Council's Perseverance Department at 4058 Willows Road, Alpine, California. We can be reached at 619-445-1188.
We assist survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking with emergency services, rental assistance, and transitional housing. We provide education and prevention throughout our community with virtual webinars and contactless services due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Together we heal by supporting our Native American and non-Native community with the Alliance of our outside partners, all of Southern Indian Health Council proudly stand against domestic violence, human trafficking, dating violence, and sexual assault.
We can be reached at 619-445-1188. Thank you very much. And check us out on Facebook.
Hi, my name is Veronica Paris. I'm a victim advocate here at Rady Children's Chadwick Center. Here at the Chadwick Center, we offer services to adults and children who have been impacted by a trauma. We offer individual, group, family counseling, victim advocacy, and case management. Many of our therapists, as well as our victim advocates, are bilingual Spanish-speaking. Our locations are Kearny Mesa, Oceanside, and Chula Vista. We can be reached at 858-966-5803.
Hello, I'm Mary Kay, CEO of Crisis House in El Cajon. For 50 years, Crisis House has been making a difference in the lives of 5,000 people annually from our landmark resource center in El Cajon. In 2019, we ended homelessness for 508 people with more than 330 children. We are the largest provider of housing in the East County and one of the largest in San Diego County for families with children fleeing domestic violence. Our 4 Journey programs offer a comprehensive continuum of housing services that include prevention, rental assistance to remain housed, short-term emergency shelter in hotels, transitional housing, and permanent housing with rental assistance called rapid rehousing. Case managers and our clinicians are trauma-informed, and a dedicated housing locator facilitates the lease-up process and housing placement process. Our exciting new program offering called Camp Hope America San Diego meets the special needs of children who've been traumatized by domestic violence in the home. Camp Hope offers a unique year-round trauma-informed mentorship and campership program free of cost for 125 low-income families annually in San Diego. Crisis House is the designated point of entry for the Regional Homeless Housing Placement System, and our East County Housing Connection program provides 2 rapid rehousing programs that ended homelessness for more than 51 households last year. Our mobile outreach team provides hygiene kits, waters, protein snacks, and life-saving services to more than 600 unsheltered citizens each year. Crisis House also hosts Project Homeless Connect East County, and we host the annual point in time count for the homeless. Thank you very much for Alliance Healthcare Foundation for this opportunity.
Hello, my name is Stacy Zeitlin, and I'm the Vice President for Community Impact at San Diego Humane Society. I want to start by thanking you for all you do to support our community. Together we heal through collaboration and partnerships. For those of you with pets, you know what an important part of the family they are. This is no different for those fleeing domestic violence. In fact, their pets are often a huge source of comfort, stability, and love, helping them deal with unthinkable acts of violence and giving them the courage to survive. However, pets are also a barrier to leaving, often providing the abuser with a tool to gain power, threatening the pet with harm or even death. Many won't leave when their pet is threatened, and when they do escape with their pets, they will often decline services, living in their cars since so few shelters are pet-friendly. While we would love for all the shelters to be pet-friendly, allowing survivors to remain and heal with their pets, in the meantime there are resources available. San Diego Humane Society offers an extensive resource list, pet supplies, limited vet care, and emergency boarding. Other organizations provide databases for pet-friendly housing options, temporary pet boarding, safe parking lots, funds for pet boarding fees, and even grants for shelters to create pet-friendly options. Thanks again for all you do, and remember that together we heal, especially with our pets.
In our years of providing transitional housing to young adults, we noticed a heartbreaking trend that youth were exiting our housing continuum unsuccessfully due to unsafe relationships. We knew we had to do something more. I'm really excited to share about our new domestic violence programming. Young adults who've experienced domestic violence and homelessness can receive supportive services to end the cycle of domestic violence and support our youth to find safe, sustainable housing. These aspects of our programming are really making a difference. We also provide prevention services to teach healthy relationships to middle school-aged youth. We know teaching youth at a young age is critical to breaking the cycle of violence. Our domestic violence services empower our youth to reach their highest potential. Together, we heal.
San Diego Volunteer Lawyer Program serves as a bridge between pro bono attorneys and vulnerable San Diegans who need assistance in civil domestic violence cases. We assist in all stages of restraining order cases, from drafting the necessary paperwork to file for a restraining order to representing clients at the restraining order hearings. We have restraining order clinics at the North County, Central, and East County courthouses where litigants can get legal advice and help with document and hearing preparation, all of which is being done virtually during the pandemic, but will be resuming to in-person assistance soon. We also offer webinars to help prepare litigants with their virtual hearings. Our clients come to us in a time of crisis and they receive the legal support they need to navigate what can oftentimes be an overwhelming legal system. The assistance of an attorney can make all the difference in a restraining order case, as the attorney will help draft client statements in a clear and concise manner, and help gather evidence that might otherwise be overlooked by the litigant, and will provide the emotional support needed for domestic violence survivors to follow through with obtaining their protective orders. On behalf of the clients we assist, thank you so much for your support of SDVLP.
I now have the pleasure to introduce to you Dilquaz Ahmed. Dilquaz Ahmed was born in Kurdistan, Iraq, and graduated from Baghdad University with a degree in psychology. She came to the United States as an asylum seeker in 2001 and began a new life in San Diego's East County. In 2002, Dilquaz co-founded License to Freedom to continue her work with women experiencing domestic violence, and now is the executive director. Dilquaz is certified by the International Criminal Court to work with victims of sexual assault and earned a master's degree in community counseling psychology from Springfield College. Her cultural understanding, language skills, and passionate advocacy have cultivated community connections with families and agencies throughout San Diego County. She and the team at License to Freedom have supported over 6,000 refugee and immigrant survivors who are creating a better life for themselves and their families. Dilquaz's 19 years working with License to Freedom has generated numerous awards, such as the Women's Hall of Fame, East County Women in Leadership, Humanitarian Award, Community Hero Award, Ruby Award, Champion of Hope, Women Changing the World, and Phenomenal Women in Activism, designated by the San Diego Union Tribune in 2020. She's a remarkable woman who is here to share with you the incredible resources available in East County. I present to you my good friend, Dilquaz Ahmed.
Hello, my name is Dilquaz Ahmed. I'm Executive Director of License to Freedom. License to Freedom is a community-based organization committed to work with the refugee and immigrant communities by offering domestic violence, education, prevention, treatment, and also promote social justice. I am so thankful to be chosen to speak for East County. It's such an honor to be here for DV Awareness Month. We cannot talk about East County without highlighting the vast number of refugee and immigrants living in East County. We cannot talk about the refugee and immigrant community without talking about their history. And we cannot talk about their history without talking about the trauma they experience in their home countries. 19 years ago, I came to this country as a refugee, obligated to leave my hometown. I left my country, but I did not leave my identity. I left my children, but I did not leave my passion. I left everything but hope. When I arrived in East County, there was not such a thing as a refugee and immigrants, survivors of domestic violence, no advocacy for them, no coalition to support women who had no language or no legal status. There was no such those things. I walked in the shoes of being a refugee. I was so fortunate to not be victim of domestic violence. It's not an easy thing to be a refugee and victim of domestic violence at the same time. For 19 years, as a team, we were able to reach out and to be a voice for a lot of survivors in San Diego from the refugee communities, to bring awareness about violence, to assure them that there is hope for them. We built the network of volunteer therapists, attorneys, and advocates. We were able to support more than 6,000 survivors, empowering them to have a voice and choice, and to support them in achieving justice and freedom. Building a pool of services with limited resources takes creativity and commitment. We are so fortunate to have the support of so many staff and volunteers who make our work possible every day. During the COVID, we have seen an alarming increase of domestic violence cases. So to serve exist and new cases, our office remained open to provide direct services for our client who are going through difficult times. Last week, I got a call from a young Afghan man who graduated from UC Biology. He wanted to volunteer and give back. He felt that he had to give back. I didn't know what is that meant. He told me that 5 years ago, you helped me, my mom, and my sister to leave the cycle of violence. Your agency helped us and supported me, my mom, and my sister to not grow up in a violence. I didn't remember his mom because we are serving too many people. This young man now dedicated his time to volunteer with us and to support License to Freedom. This is how we measure success. License to Freedom is active through social media, especially Viber. People contact us from all over the world. A mom from Baghdad called me about her daughter who lives in El Cajon and lives 1 block from our office. Her husband has been abusing her and threatened to send her back to Iraq and take her baby away from her. We found a way to contact her through a laundromat because she couldn't speak to us from her home because her husband was watching her. The only place that she has her privacy was when she was going to wash her clothes. We began to listen and support her to see what options she has and how we could be helpful. Within 2 weeks, we were able to explain the opportunities and connect with her family in Baghdad. One of our attorneys got a restraining order while working on her VAWA case. We had to work quickly because her green card was about to expire in August. We found her a place to stay, thanks to Access Inc. and to San Diego Volunteer Lawyer Program. When the restraining order was ready, we had 30 minutes to take her and her child to a new place. We were able to serve her husband personally with a restraining order. It took us 2 months. Yesterday, she got an extension for her green card, and we are still working on a restraining order, and the divorce case is still in process. She came today, and she surprised us. She was driving. She got her driver's license. We connected her to a good therapist from License to Freedom to support her and listen to her and support her to move to next chapter. It doesn't matter how educated. If you are lonely, isolated, reaching out for help is going to be against impossible. This client is lucky. She found us, and we helped her to achieve her goal. We provide a safe environment for her and her child. Changing somebody's life, I think, required a whole village. For 19 years, I've been saying that and loudly. That license to freedom should not be the only village for the refugee and immigrant survivors of domestic violence. While we are the only hope for these survivors, there is a systematic discrimination when it comes to resources.
Hi, my name is Santa Maria, and I'm translating on behalf of my mom. This is her story. My name is Ator. I'm from Iraq and came to the US 10 years ago as a refugee. I'm Catholic and had to leave the country because of the violence against my religion and seek refuge status. I like to talk about abuse. It started back home. This domestic violence started when I got married. I'm a victim of domestic violence and sexual assault. Back home in Iraq, there was no way to seek help. I'm a Catholic and we don't get divorced. In Iraq, it was so hard to seek help from authorities because there was no domestic violence law in the place to keep women safe. So I had to accept everything being done to me. If I tried to get a divorce, my husband would take the kids away from me. I was so happy to come to the US. I wanted to start a new life. I heard about the freedom and women's rights. But for 10 years in the US, these rights and freedoms meant nothing for me. I was isolated, and my husband convinced me that I had a mental health issue. And without him, I could do nothing. He said that the police would take me to the mental hospital and take the kids away from me. My priest didn't do anything. Counseling did not work. I accepted abuse because I wanted to keep my family safe and united. This was until my husband, who works as security, came home with a gun and forced me to have sex with him. I was so tired that day from running after all the kids in my daycare. But he punched me and threatened to kill the kids. I jumped to protect my kids and was able to call 911. The police came to arrest my husband. Then I called License to Freedom for help because I didn't know anyone else who can help me. I knew that I could call De La Roise to listen and understand me. This was all during COVID, but De La Roise and Shada were at the office to help. First, we got a restraining order, then worked so hard to serve him. I received phone calls from my priest and friends saying that my husband was a wonderful person and breadwinner. They said, "What's wrong with you?" The culture pressed to remain married was too much for me. LTF helped me with emergency money, and they provided me with 2 lawyers. One was with the divorce, and the other one was with the restraining order. I also got emotional help with therapists who worked with me and my kids who were very scared. I'm a better person now, and I can breathe, and I can talk, and I can raise my kids without any violence. And I'm so thankful to be here in the US and enjoying my rights and freedoms and justice. Not for me, but for my kids. I'm sharing my story because I know there's a lot of women, and I want them to know that I can do it, and they can too. I want to be able to avoid and transfer the power over to other women.
18 years ago, License to Freedom and its staff committed to meet the needs of refugee and immigrants, survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking, offering crisis intervention, legal services, mental health, education, and prevention services. It takes a whole community to transfer people from being victim to survivor and to thriver. During COVID-19, we have seen a alarming increase of domestic violence. We never closed this office. We will remain open to offer in-person services.
We have a whole team of therapists and advocates here who walk alongside our clients to support them in what often is the hardest time of their lives.
As an agency interested in community healing, we find that our ethics of care for each other support our work with our clients.
For more information, please call us at 619-401-2800 or visit our website, licensed2freedom.com.
My name is Kabir. I come to Life Freedom 2 years ago, and I was going through a lot. And and she helped me a lot. And I'm like so happy that I met my freedom and I came here. It changed my life and she gave me my smile. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anna. I came here to United States for 5 years almost, and I came to listen to freedom, and they help me, they support me. My therapist is Tina, and I love it, love her. They support me a lot, and they help me a lot. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Sarah Raham. I'm a Iraqi Chaldean. I came to License to Freedom. They helped me a lot to support me and my child. And here's my therapist who's helping me with everything she could to support myself. And this is a small business of the food that we're making with my sisters, named Shining Creativity. If you guys want to look it up on Facebook, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gina Yelda. I'm here like 8 years. I'm mom for 5 kids. I'm done my college like 4 years. I'm studying for child development. And now I'm working. I'm a teacher assistant in the daycare for babies. I'm coming here for License to Freedom. They helped me about my dreams. My dreams it was like herbals and oils. I want to study like 2 years about herbals and oils and make soaps and oils for skincare and hair. All this just herbal. Thank you.
با هم سلامتی داریم.
हम के आनंद healing.
साथ हम बैठ के करते हैं.
Juntos sanaremos.
كلنا ناخذ غرفة طيب بسمخ. بيت برينا كان من ساريجا بيت.
Ensemble, nous guérissons.